All right,
You're live.
there we
Let's
go.
do it. Welcome back to Buckeyes Battle Cry. Got my co-host Rob checking in again from snowy Michigan. I'm live from Phoenix, Arizona right now. We're going to talk some more Buckeye football. We really enjoyed last night
Dude,
and
check
what
out the
we.
new swag, man. Got big bird.
Ooh, that is sweet. The Brutus shirt. The Brutus shirt. I like that. Where'd you pick that up at?
My Sarah's sister and my and brother-in-law got it for me. So
Dude, that's sick. That is sick. That is sick. I love it, man. Well, we got a lot to talk about, man, and that's why we're going live again, back-to-back days. Talk Knicks. We got to talk all the return players to Ohio State, setting up a ferocious, daunting team next year. We got a lot to cover, man, but let's get started here on this Buckeyes Battle Cry live. Henderson, JTT, Burke, Hancock, and Moore all returning. What does that mean for Ohio State's 2024 season, Rob?
man, I think that means championship or bust, man. There's too much talent on that team, man. I'm talking all potential first rounders.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look, they always have a list of first round drafts, a pre list, and
Yep.
uh, there's going to be a lot of first rounders. There may be the NFL picks in history, man. I'm telling you. You know,
I'm with you, dude. They could break a record next after in the 2025 draft.
yeah. Just when Michigan thinks they're going to have the record, we're going to take it right back.
Well, you know what's kind of hilarious for us, man, is the draft is in Detroit this year, and we were talking about going down to the draft and considering that as an option. But who from Ohio State's going to get drafted this year? Mike Hall, and he'll definitely
Yeah.
get drafted. Mike Hall and Marvin, he's going to go top 5. But
Dude,
after
Marvin,
that, they're all
yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, they're all come back,
They're all
man.
coming back, and I love it.
Dude,
Michigan.
I'm telling you, for Day, it's championship or bust, man. I'm telling you. Like if if he cannot win the championship with this roster, like there's got to.
Are you talking Big Ten or
I'm talking
national?
on a national level. There is no reason, dude. Getting pretty much
I
everyone
said
back on
championship or
defense,
bust.
minus Marvin Harrison Jr. on offense, dude. It's gonna be sick,
Wow,
dude. Everybody
natty
in the
or
Big
bust.
Ten better be on watch, man. Penn State, Michigan,
Yeah.
the newcomers, USC, Washington, Oregon. They better all watch out, man.
Ohio State versus Oregon. I think that game is in October. It's at Oregon in Eugene. Going to be oh my gosh, I'm already drooling about that matchup. Dylan Gabriel and the quarterback, and the rest of the team with Dan Lanning's squad. Wow, wow, that's going to be a top 5 battle. I think it's going to be a top 5 battle.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, dude.
Okay.
No more breakup.
Okay. Good deal. Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy out here on the 5G. Oh, if only I could have gotten the Wi-Fi, but it's all good. Dude, by the way, I'm just gonna turn the other way. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but this sunset's pretty
Dude, that's
magnificent right now. Yeah, so it's pretty legit. But um, now I know we talked a little bit about his returning last year, or last night. I'm sorry. Um, a lot of people have been attacking Ohio State's culture, the brotherhood, calling them soft. What's your response to that?
I wouldn't say they're soft. I think they have just been too finesse over the years. You know, you
In
got
scheme?
the scheme, just all those flashy players. We got to get back to the ground and pound. We got to get. I mean, there's nothing on the spread, but dude, like you got Big Ten football is bully ball. You got to
It's
bully people.
bully ball. It's man ball.
Yeah, dude, it's battle of the Titans type of deal. You can't have the O line recruiting as it is. You gotta up the game, and you can't get pushed
Yep.
around the line, man. You just can't. So I
You
think it's
can't
time.
have it.
Yeah, you can't. But I would say they're not soft. I mean, their
No.
deep. stepped up. BIA is back. The Silver Bullets are back, dude. I,
Yes,
I
yes.
say that Day really needs to look back at the Tressel years and the Meyer years and
Okay.
get back to that style. I mean, he's really innovative as a play caller, but dude, like
Yeah.
when the game's on the line and you gotta win, you gotta do it for the state of Ohio. I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta have that
Playing
kill and have killers on the line as well. So
got to have them. And I mean, offensive line recruiting under Fry has not been where it's at. And that segues in my next question for you, Rob. Is there going to be another firing on Ryan Day's staff? And who will it be if there is?
I would say Justin Fry, man. I mean that offensive
Yeah.
play, it was pitiful, dude. I mean, dude,
Especially against Missouri.
my father-in-law texted me, my wife and I were at a wedding, and he's just like, "Rob, where's their offensive line?" I'm just like, "I don't know. They're MIA. They're not there." And like, remember, so another point, remember the beginning of the year where, there was an article saying like when the second string offense was in, basically like they wouldn't run down the field and go block. What offensive line does that, dude? Like,
Frustrating,
oh,
bro.
another person who may get fired, and there's been too many injuries on the team, dude. They don't look like they can be in a lot
Ooh, I
better.
know what you're about to say.
They can be a lot stronger, a lot quicker. Just like
He should be.
Mar- dude, Mariotti, dude, he's got to go. Too many.
Mickey Mariotti.
Mickey Mariotti, man.
Here's my thoughts on Mariotti. And I like that you brought that up. He was with Urban, okay? At Florida. At Florida, I'm talking. And of course at Ohio State. But um his methods and his methodology seem a little bit outdated at this point. Maybe he's a little old school in terms of a strength and conditioning coach, and that's why there've been so many injuries because it's been frustrating with Henderson, a wide receiver every single year. It was a Mecca this year, JSN last year, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's frustrating, bro.
Yeah,
It sucks to be reminded about that. All right, let's jump around a little bit. We talked about Ohio State here at the jump. Let's talk Nick Saban for a few minutes here. Nick Saban, thoughts on his career first of all, thoughts on his legacy.
dude, I think his career, his legacy is solidified as the GOAT of college football,
The GOAT. He
the
said
great
it.
all time, man. I mean, like, so won a title at LSU, went to the NFL, tried to,
Yep.
dad to see how things would go.
And honestly, people rag on his NFL career. It wasn't that bad, record wise.
I don't know, man. I
He had
some
a winning record.
some are just meant for college, man, and
I'm
that's
with
where
you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
came back to came back to Alabama, wanted to get into back to national prominence. Did more than that, dude. Won how many, seven? How many for them? Six national
Yeah.
championships.
6 at Bama, 1 at LSU.
Yeah, one at LSU. Multiple number one recruiting classes. Pretty much broke the record.
Seriously.
The lowest he's ever been is 2 or 3. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when the college football playoff came around, 8 out of 10 appearances, 4 straight national title appearances, and
Yeah.
about and 3 national titles in the college football playoff, dude. The
It's pretty
great.
remarkable, man. He leaves a resume that likely won't get matched because, and I heard this on the Joel Klatt show, or maybe it was the Josh Pate show. Don't know if you watch those, but if you don't, great shows, by the way. Great college football insight on those podcasts. But one of the guys, either Klatt or Pate, said this. He said, he said, is coaching this 17 years at one place. 17. Kirk Ferentz is still in that mold. He's the longest was Woody Hayes, 28 years. Since then, Earl Bruce after him, 9 years. Cooper, 13. Meyer, 7 years. Day is at 5 right now. How much longer can he last in the pressure
I
cooker?
mean,
You know,
like, in all due respect, if it wasn't for the tattoo gate, I think Tressel would have stayed longer. And if it wasn't for
he could
the
handle the
things
pressure cooker. I
he
agree.
did, uh, the,
Although I will
I mean,
admit,
even
boy, did he age quickly at Ohio State.
yeah, I mean, like in a way, he overstayed his welcome, and it was a great run though.
It was a fantastic run.
Fantastic run.
I was in high school at the time, and it was glorious going 4-0 in high school against that team up north, especially living where I live. Now, my last question about Saban, going back to him for a second, how will you remember him? You said he's the GOAT, and I fully agree because nobody's won 7 titles except for him, ever. Ever. So, how will you remember Nick Saban as a man, as a coach, as a person?
I'm gonna bring up something I really remember him for, and that is someone
Okay.
who does whatever it takes to win. And this was the moment
Ooh.
I saw that Georgia versus Alabama national championship.
Yes.
Hurts in there. He's not doing so well. What does Saban do? He leaves it in the freshman's hand after halftime to a Tagovailoa and comes back and wins the game in overtime. But
They were scoreless at the half,
yeah, they were
and they won the game.
and that to me that's just like, dude, like this dude is a winner. He's gutsy, he's ballsy, does whatever he needs to get the job done. Is he loyal? In a way he is if you're great, but he's not going to be loyal to you if you can't get the job done. And that's what other
He
coaches,
demands success from you at the position you play. He does.
there was his philosophy was okay, like if everybody does their job, what I need you to do, everybody does their job, we work as a unit,
Yeah.
we'll win a lot of games, like one play
Yeah.
at a time. He never looked forward. Like he's just like, do your job in this moment. And that's why like people are wondering like, why do you get so mad? They're up 45-7. Well, on that play, the defense was out of alignment. And if you
Yeah.
philosophy do your job, of course he's gonna get mad. But
Yep.
he wants to win at all costs.
He does. And he'll do whatever it takes to win, like you said. He will pull his starter of the entire year up to that point for a true freshman.
And this
And
is
it
how
and it won
Jalen
him a title.
he came in for Tua Tagovailoa what was it? The year after against against Georgia and won it. That's how good Jalen Hurts was. And he gets benched
Yeah.
for a kid who is what was he, like 18 years old, didn't have any experience at all, never saw the field. He comes in, he wins the game. And
He's a legend forever there, Tua is, for that alone, not let alone the rest of his career at Bama.
yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What a moment. I I don't know if I could say I would have done the same thing in his shoes. But that's why he's the GOAT, because he did it. He said, I'm gonna do it because we got 0 points right now.
Dude,
Let's go win the title, fellas.
in a way, Dabo Sweeney's the same way. I mean, what's that guy's name? Brian Kelly? No, no, no.
Uh-huh.
Brian Kelly Bryant.
Brent Venables?
Yeah,
Oh, Kelly Bryant.
Kelly Bryant took his
Yeah.
playoffs, got benched the next year,
Yep.
freshman, and that's why I'm laughing.
4 games into the season.
That's why I'm laughing at all these Bama fans crying, "Don't bring Dabo." Are you just mad that they beat you twice? Like, Are you still not over that?
Yeah. I saw them chanting. I saw it on an Instagram video and I was just like, what? Wow. I sort of get it because of his record the last few years and his comments on the NIL, et cetera, and transfer portal, et cetera, et cetera. But dude's won some ships, bro.
It's
Put some
not.
respect on his name.
I don't think it's NIL though. I mean, look at the defensive coordinator he lost. How easy is
Yeah.
it,
I think
Brent Venables? How easy is that?
Brent Venables.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hard to find good replacements, man. Ohio State has noticed that too. Kevin Wilson left, and look what our offense did. Part McCord, part Kevin Wilson leaving, in my opinion.
Dude, remember when we?
What are your thoughts on that?
Could you repeat that part?
Yeah. Part McCord's fault, part losing Kevin Wilson this year for the offensive woes this season.
Yeah, man. I mean, Kevin Wilson was a big loss, man. I mean, like, well, out
He was.
there 2017 to
Yeah.
to last year, dude. I mean, like,
Yep.
they were lighting up, putting up 40
Well,
some points a game, over 300
yep.
pass yards. Like, it was ridiculous. And, you know, fall
It
off
was
was so
insane.
obvious, man. When, you know,
Even going back further at Ohio State, losing Tom Herman was a big loss because
yeah,
the next year Ohio State should have repeated hands down, but our offense was trash.
I'm sorry.
Even with Zeke,
He made JT Barrett, dude. He made him. Like,
Tom Herman,
yeah, dude, he played to his strengths. He formed the offense. He ran the offense in a way that played to JT Barrett's strengths.
he was definitely a different player in 2014 than he was the rest of his career. That's for sure. And I know you got your thoughts on JT. I love me a little JT, but I get where you're coming from too. So I get it.
Yeah.
4-0 against Michigan is good enough for me though. So you know how it goes. All right. So Nick Saban's replacement named today, the biggest news of the day for college football in general. Kalen DeBoer, Washington's coach, just brought him to the national championship appearance. Couldn't close. I was rooting so hard for them,
Yeah.
screaming for them to win, but they couldn't do it. How will he do at Bama? Is he the guy?
You know, if you look at his resume, he is a proven winner. Uh,
He is.
Wherever he went, he won. But in terms of recruiting, if you look at what he couldn't recruit well at Washington.
Yes.
But could it be due to the lack of resources, the lack of NIL, the lack of just like the state of the program and
State of the
uh,
Pac-12.
the Bama brand is a lot bigger than the Washington brand. Let's be honest. So I
Yep.
that I think players will take a look at his resume. They'll be like, okay, this guy's a winner. Let's give him a chance. The fans give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. But I mean, it won't show if he's ready for it or not in like 3 or 4 years because he's gonna have Saban's recruits, and Saban did a
He
heck of
will.
a job recruiting, even in the
Yep.
NIL for people who
Will he be a Larry Coker or will he be a Ryan Day successful?
I think he'll be Ryan Day. I mean,
Do
like
you?
if he's able to bring a Washington team from the ground up, and then you he, going back further, it kind of reminds me of Tressel. You know, he went to what was
Yes.
it, NIAI school, won some
Yeah.
national champ.
3 national titles there.
That reminds me of Tressel, but will they will they take a step back until like he gets his footing with recruiting? Possibly, but they won't.
Well,
It won't be like this giant like fall off a cliff type of deal. They just won't be in the I think they won't be in the title picture for a little bit, but that's just me.
okay, that's a strong take.
The big indicator if it's gonna work and players are gonna be willing to give a chance. All eyes on Caleb Downs. What he does will
Yes,
know if
you read my mind.
watch that portal too. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. Roster retention is going to be the name of the game for Caitlin as soon as he gets to Tuscaloosa. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Uh,
And
I'm
position.
sure that's his biggest priority too.
Is he gonna want to bring in his guys, or is he gonna stick with Tommy Reese and whomever else they have there? Who's their defensive coordinator? Bama's defensive coordinator.
Um, who is what?
Bama's defensive coordinator right now.
I
I think.
don't know the answer to that question.
Oh man, I feel like so. But
It's all
yeah,
good.
is he gonna bring in his own guys, or is he gonna keep the staff? Chances are, I would
Yep.
say I would look at the market to see if
Yeah.
there's I mean, dude, Tommy Reese. I mean, he was good for. I guess he was good for Notre Dame, but he's not good for Bama. I'm sorry, but
I,
just that.
not up to the standard, huh?
Oh
Not
man,
up
not
to the standard, dude. Let's get fiery. Let's get spicy for a second here.
man.
These U of M blogs, man, they're ticking me off, bro. They're ticking me off. They continually berate Ryan Day. They continually call us soft. They continually rip the Brotherhood, and they're calling players coming back mercenaries. What? They're saying they're saying about specifically about Travion and JTT today. I read one specific comment that sent me off through the roof. I was about to. Ooh, I was livid when I read that comment. I said, "This guy's full of it." He said something to the effect of, "Crying Ryan, by the way, Crying Ryan Day, is giving bad advice to these teens. He's self-centered and focused on himself for his job." What? Excuse me? What? He's not looking out for the best interests of his players that he's known and loved for 4 to 5 to 6 years. What?
Yeah, and here's my take on that. You literally just had all your players come back since
Yeah,
last season, which they had a chance to go in the NFL. And to my honestly,
Blake
Blake
Corum
was
specifically.
a lot. He already had torn his knee. I
Yes,
mean, he comes back and gets hurt again. He's done. So who's giving who bad advice? You know what? I cannot wait till Michigan takes a step back. Their fans
is
can
that setback
follow
coming this
along.
year?
Yeah. I mean, like, look, to me, MGO blog, it's not actually a blog place. It's
A
more of a,
hive mind?
it's more of a venting blog. Like,
It is.
a lot of venting on there. Like, a lot of Ohio State posts, man. They're obsessed. They're obsessed, man. They don't like the fact that they're about to take a step back. And, we have
They
all potential first rounders come back. And they're just upset. They're just really upset.
they're getting spicy because they know what's coming. I even read some comments that were filled with trepidation, and one U of M commenter even said, "Oh, we're losing now. They're getting everybody back. They're coming back for a reason." And I said, "Yep, you're right. You're spot on, Michigan person." I mean,
But we,
daggone, we're gonna be so loaded, bro. Who's gonna want to come to the horseshoe? Who's gonna want to come in our house and mess with us?
but
No,
here
it's not gonna happen this year.
we all know the ego, the hyperbole of Michigan fans. Their
Yeah.
reality, they're up there, in the clouds. But they just, I don't know. I just think it's more like, okay, deep down inside, I know they're more than likely gonna wax us, but you know, my my Michigan ego is gonna get in the way of admitting that.
Oh,
Like,
it is. It is. There's a lot of denial going on, and like you said, there's a lot of um, excuse me. There's a lot of backhanded comments in the sense of that literally just happened in Michigan. Their entire team came back for one last ride. Let's win a playoff game. Let's go to the Natty. Beat Georgia. Period. During practices, Ohio State is going to be so singularly focused on whooping Michigan's ass this year. It's going down in the horseshoe. I cannot wait.
dude, I hope Day runs up the score, man. I hope he shows no mercy. I hope literally
None.
step on the
He
throat, not let
despises.
up, and just pound the ball down their throats, man.
He
Just
despises Jim Harbaugh. And first and foremost, I don't know if he'll be back. I don't think he will be. I think he'll let the celebration play out for a week. Michigan's little moment in the sun, enjoy the ride, and then he's going to say, "Bye, Felicia. I'm out of here."
he's pulling a Pete Carroll, man. He knows there's a big cloud
Yep.
overhanging us,
He's
big
pulling
storm
the Pete Carroll.
allegation of sign stealing allegations, sanctions, bull bans, you name it, it's there.
It's happening, and
What
I think he's gone.
was, give a couple athletes a cheeseburger? Yeah, right.
I've never, I've been watching college football for a long time, Rob. I've never seen a coach suspended twice in a season in my life.
Oh.
It's not happened.
And here's the thing though,
What can you say?
I've never seen a fan base a coaching staff or players be like, "Oh, woe is me. We're the victims in all this. Cry for us." Oh wait, that's right. Sharon Moore did
Oh,
cry,
they're
baby.
so good at playing the victim.
Yeah, playing the victim.
So good.
Boy Harbaugh, God bless his heart. He's the best ever. Oh, this wins for you, dude. Shut up, man.
When Sharon Moore did that, I was on the way to Columbus. I was headed to the Ohio State Michigan State game with a couple of friends, and we saw that live, and I immediately said, "What a fool! This guy is blubbering on national TV, crying his eyes out for another man." Oh my goodness gracious, dude! I'll tell you what, man. I was livid when I saw that, and one of my buddies, he said, he retorted back. He said, "What, man? He's just showing some respect and love for Hardball." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I can't stand Hardball, so
Nah.
I want him to shut up." But
You know,
anyway, moving on from that.
I hope it was worth it. They got their national title, the first one in 26 years.
Will it get stripped?
Relevant on national promise level for the first time in 26 years. They can act, you know what? And they're starting to bring their 1,000 wins in here. You know, I guess it means something now. But
1,002 wins. Hey,
yeah,
we'll see if they get vacated. We'll find out. We'll find out, man. Give me your take real quick since we're on Michigan, man. Give me your honest and raw thoughts on the Connor Stallions thing.
man, I was reading this is crazy, man. This dude purchased 30
30.
tickets to Big Ten games over the last 3 years. I mean, and there's word he paid others to go record, and it's just like I heard he even wrote a manifesto. I just think that he took
That's
a
psychopathic behavior.
got on Harbaugh's payroll to
Yep.
look. I'm gonna be the best thing ever that has happened to this community in years, and I'm gonna be the one who cracks the code on sign stealing. But you know what? He broke the rules. He's guilty. And you know what? For those who are saying, well, Harbaugh didn't know anything, it doesn't matter. The dude's on the payroll. He's on the Michigan payroll.
His
He's on it. There's no denying that.
paycheck says University of Michigan.
That means that I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't with Harbaugh. I mean, if he knew, he's guilty, obviously. If he didn't know, that's a lack of institutional control. I don't care whatever way you put it. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. And you know, I hate to admit this. Michigan they didn't even have to cheat. Their team was good. Their defense was
They
elite.
are.
They have an elite coaching staff. They didn't have to cheat. They didn't. That's the funny thing. They're like, well, the cheating didn't impact the games. Well, that's funny because you didn't need to cheat. You didn't have to. So you know what? You shot yourself in the foot with that.
Yep.
Didn't have, that's what's so funny.
Their team was quality. I fully admit that. I respect that they had some great players on the team, and they will have a couple, and I mean a few, returning next season. Most going to the league in late rounds, I might add, by the way. Very late rounds. Um, JJ McCarthy is projected as a first round QB, but the fifth quarterback taken. So that's not a top 10 pick. I've seen him anywhere from 20 to 30 in the draft getting selected. So, I mean, that was a little mini shot, but I just brought that up to say Michigan does have the talent at the most important position. He is a first round QB. Now, do I think he is better than my Kyle McCord? I do, yes. Was he better than CJ Stroud? No. Was he better than Justin Fields? No. Dwayne Haskins? No. No, he's not. He's mobile and he can elude the pass rush. And I hate that about him because I love that about Ohio State quarterbacks of the past. Braxton, JT, all those guys that could run, prior, of course. But yeah, man,
Here-
I
Here's
don't
my
know, bro. They had the team. They had the team.
here's my take on JJ, dude. And here's where I'm going with this. Did
Yeah.
defense fear Wilton Spate? No. Did they fear Shea Patterson? No. Did they
Nope.
uh Rudock? No. Did
Oh
they
heck no.
fear the great John O'Corn? No. Did,
Johnny!
did they fear McNamara? No. Did they respect
Nope.
any no, but they respected JJ, so Harbaugh finally has quarterback. They
Finally
respect
got one.
so they had to respect the pass, and that's when it really opened up the run game. So in a way, it worked. But JJ, did he really do much this year? In a way, yes, but in a way, no.
His completion percentage this year was absolutely astronomically high, exponentially improved from the previous season. But where was he down the stretch? Shoot, where was he in the national title game?
Nah, I'm just
Not present. The
nah.
the big plays he made in the national title game was the two runs in a row. Remember those two runs he got out of their own side of the field, and then he ran the very next play. That's all I remember about JJ in the national title game. That's it. Period. And I watched the whole game except the last minute because I had to turn it off because I was getting pissed, and I had to make that video.
Definitely. But let's get back to the kind of Stallions thing, dude.
Stallions, yeah.
I was looking at MGO blog, and when
Okay.
we spotted the Rose Bowl, a lot of Michigan fans want him away from the program as far away as possible because they know there's a big chance that he really
Big
screwed
stink.
her, made a big mistake.
Yep.
So
I've read similar comments, and I did see him. Yes, he was at the game. What kind of oh man, what kind of psychopath would do that after he got fired from the program? Like legitimately, he's a fanboy. He's a fanboy that wrote a 550 to 600 page manifesto, like you mentioned earlier.
yeah,
He's a fanboy that got his dream job,
yeah, he
and
just
he could be the reason for the downfall of the program, which would be amazing to me
yeah
and hilarious.
yeah. Here's the thing though. Yes, don't look Harbaugh, but look at the people who he was closest to on the sideline. Sharon Hall,
Yes,
Jesse Minter. Like, why aren't they?
yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
Why weren't aren't they being looked to? It's just like okay, like if this guy's such a low level staffer, he's only making $55,000 a year. Why is he so close to the two most important people working with Harbaugh? Why?
On on every key play.
Yeah, on, on every key play. It just you can't make this stuff up. You can't deny that some sort of cheating went on. And again, the funny thing,
Yeah,
they didn't have to cheat.
you're getting me fired up, bro. Because 2022 Ohio State Michigan, first drive of the game, he was feeding stuff to Jesse Minter. The very first drive. You haven't learned anything yet because the game just started. Unless you know the signs, unless you know the signals.
Yeah,
I don't get why a low level staff would be so close to them, bro. And it really ticks me off because that was, although we had a porous defense versus the elite teams, Michigan and Georgia that year, our offense was next level. Next level. And if
yeah.
they cheated, if they went to the next if it gave them any advantage in the game, that infuriates me, man. That really does.
You're probably not gonna like what I have to say. Again,
Go for it.
they didn't have to cheat. Would they have
No,
won? More than likely, possibly, but
both of the previous years, I agree.
but they wouldn't have won by as much.
They wouldn't have won by as much, and they maybe not would not have won this year. Now I know Harbaugh wasn't on
Yeah,
the sidelines this year, but he was involved with the game prep all week long. And we lost by 6 points. We were 37 yards away from winning the game.
yeah.
There's a couple things I want to say about the game real quick, just kind of off the cuff. But I kind of moved it. But now that we're talking about back a little bit, so let me bring up. Let me bring this. Do you remember? I'm sure all those who are watched the game remember this. Marvin Harrison got tackled on a long pass play that he caught. By the way,
With
he
one
caught
arm.
that pass with one arm. not been tackled, he scores a touchdown. What did we lose by? 6. Did we score on that drive? No, we did not. I'm just saying. It infuriates me.
Yeah.
It infuriates me a little bit. I'm not saying the outcome would have changed because maybe Michigan would have responded because they were mentally tough. I give credit for that. For that, they are a very mentally strong team to win 15 straight games with all the adversity, all the noise, all the naysayers in the media saying you cheated, you cheated, you cheated. Shoot, us saying you cheated, you cheated, you cheated. They're mentally strong. They probably would have scored in the next possession. But I'm just saying, we lost by 6. That would have been 7 on a drive we didn't score on. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in the past.
You have Day to blame for that, man. I'm sorry, but just you just do,
Yep.
and you have McCord.
No, that's good. It's always good to look in the mirror and self analyze. And I hope Ryan Day is doing a lot of that, by the way, because if he's not, which I think he is, because he's making staff changes, but if he's not giving up offensive calling, play calling, I will rest come August,
Yeah.
because that man needs to dole out responsibilities and trust his staff more than he does right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, so remember when we met Tressel? We met Tressel over this.
Yeah.
So I remember asking him, like, what type of advice, if any, do you give Ryan Day? He's like, well, I've been talking to him a lot about the game, and we've
Yep.
talked almost every day, and I'm just thinking, like, now, like, what type of, like, does Ryan Day, is he receptive to advice, or
Ooh. Ooh, that's strong.
does he just go his own way? Like, I don't know. Like,
It raises that question. It does. Because
I mean,
if
'cause
one of the best coaches versus Michigan is giving you advice, you think that's something you want to apply.
I mean, even Urban, dude. Like, even Urban,
Yeah.
you have two of the best, almost the best,
Yes.
Ohio State record against Michigan, giving you advice. What are you doing with that advice? What if
Yep.
there's some recruiting advice? Like, hey, you know what? It's great that you want to get all these 5-star wide receivers. It's great you want to recruit at the quarterback position, get all these flashy players. But you really have to recruit in the interior. Got to recruit in the trenches.
Yeah. Yes, you do. And I know it's a quarterback driven sport, but in college football, in the Big Ten specifically, it's a line driven um, it's a line driven program and it's a line driven conference. So one last quick thing for you here before we jump off. We're approaching about 40 minutes here. Appreciate those who tuned in. We thank you so much. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But one last question. Will Howard has a little bit of mobility. Tavion St. Clair, a recruit for the 2025 class, has mobility. Air Noland has mobility. Yet I keep seeing on MGO blog a lack of understanding of Day's offense. Now I know Fields at times was told not to run, and CJ was definitely told not to run. That's been proven. He's adapting though. Does an Ohio State quarterback under Ryan Day, does the offense fit a scrambling mobile quarterback?
I personally think it does because it gives the quarterback a chance to extend the play and
Yeah,
give his be more mobile inside the pocket and outside the pocket in order to extend plays and give the wide receivers more of a chance to get open. Especially if there's, I mean, God forbid there's some breakdowns in the interior in the offensive lineman.
right.
But I think it would definitely fit the offense. I mean, this is literally the first year in a while where they didn't have a quarterback who could move inside and outside the pocket.
Yes.
Every once in a while, and it bit them. So I think, like, a dual threat quarterback could
It'll
definitely
be
work in Day's offense.
it'll be good to go back to that because, like you mentioned, extending plays. We have the best wideouts in the country of any program. Let's let them improv a little bit sometimes. We got Ennis, we got Tate, we got Emeka coming back. We got J.J. Smith, Mylan Graham, and others. Jalen Ballard. Let them make plays with a quarterback that can extend plays when defenses break down, like you saw J.J. do so many times this year. J.J. McCarthy, that is. So I'm excited for Will Howard. He's not the fastest, he's not the most fleet-footed, but Aaron Nolan and Tavian St. Clair are. They are that type of quarterback, and it excites me because I want to see running from the quarterback at Ohio State, and I want to see elite passing, which both of those recruits have. And I think I'll have to watch more tape on Will Howard, but I think Will Howard has that ability as well.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we will find out together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like with Will Howard, I think. I mean, people are saying no. Well, I mean, basically, you're getting. Somebody made like a comparison to like Chipotle and some other taco joint, saying you're basically getting the same
What?
thing, and I'm just like, dude, there's no way, dude. Will Howard is gonna
Don't
ball
ain't
out,
it?
dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm excited from the highlight reels that I saw, the highlight tape. It was exciting to me personally when I saw it about a month ago now. And I need to go watch the Texas game from this year, and I want to go watch the TCU game from 2022, where Will Howard led Kansas State to the upset over the Horned Frogs. Um, because I want to see him in a complete game. Am I going to get frustrated with this dude on some of his decision making? Am I going to get frustrated with this dude in terms of his accuracy? I don't know yet because I haven't watched those tapes, but I will because they're on YouTube. They're only an hour long, the cut edited versions. So I figure, hey, I got a little bit of time right now. I might as well watch some.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that too, and here's why. I mean, of course, they're gonna put clips out there that make him look phenomenal, but
Yeah, yeah,
there's always a certain part of a quarterback's game which they need to improve, and there's flaws out there, and so like it could
yeah.
the it could be kind of just submitting tape footage of him making good plays is kind of diluted, like so.
Yes, yes. It is. It can be because you. When I first saw the highlight video, I said, "Oh shoot, we got a moneymaker here."
Yeah.
But then I got brought back down to reality. I'm like, you know what? I do need to go watch these tapes, and I just haven't found the time yet. But I will, possibly after I jump off this live tonight, to be honest, because I do have the time tonight.
Dude,
So
and that's just like so the TCU Michigan game. That's just like showing all McCarthy's good plays and not submitting those two pick sixes. Just
those
cutting
two
them
pick
out, man.
sixes, it is. I know. I didn't see a single pick. I'm like, no, this guy's sick.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. Well,
yeah.
I don't have anything else for you tonight. I don't know if there's one final thought you want to share with the audience here tonight, but if not, then we'll jump off this live here in just a second.
Mm,
Anything
I don't.
anything else?
I don't think I do, man. I think it's important just for Buckeye Nation just to be on the lookout for the next possible offensive coordinator out there. I mean, look
That
at
was my one question.
there could be another possible because the word is that he wants to hire not only offensive coordinator but one that could be the quarterback's coach as well, take on two roles, and that could, which I may not agree with this, the firing of Corey Dennis, who has been an elite recruiter on behalf of
Ace
Ohio
recruiter.
State, an ace
Yeah.
recruiter on the behalf of Ohio State. I mean, there's a lot of good candidates out there, man. There's Joe Brady,
Yeah.
there's Bill O'Brien, there is
Yep. And Joe
gosh,
Moorhead.
yeah, if anything, dude, I think Day needs to look at like, okay, I brought in coordinators, position coaches who've had time for the pros and they give me
Yes.
success. I think he needs to look at that blueprint. I mean, hate to bring
I'm
this
with
up,
you.
but Harbaugh, look at what happened with Harbaugh. He went to good old Jimmy, his brother Jimmy, said, "Hey, give me your two best defensive minds," and that
Yep.
really helped him turn things around. So I think they need, as much as it hurts me to say, but I think they
Sure.
need to look at this blueprint. I mean, same as like Smart
Emulate it.
follows that blueprint. Saban did. I mean, if you can get a guy from the pros who's had success on the next level, like throw that money at him, man. Do whatever you can
Yes.
to lure him. So yeah, just be on the lookout the for possible hire of offensive coordinator
It
because
it
that's just the
should
word out
come.
there.
It should come here probably within the next week, I would imagine, because the coaching carousel right now is going crazy. It was thrown for a loop when Nick Saban retired yesterday, and now Washington has to replace their coach. We need an offensive coordinator, like you said, slash QB's coach, potentially, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what his decision with Corey Dennis is. What do you think about nabbing Washington's offensive line coach? I know that was brought up in group chat earlier. What do you think about that?
Again, like Ohio State is it's a good destination. It is essentially a stepping stone to a head coaching job, to a spot in the pros,
Yep.
and just a bump in pay. You know, you have a lot of good resources to be able to recruit how you want. So I think that could be a good enough motivator to possibly get the offensive lineman coach
Well,
from from Washington. But you got to look at the bear. You got to look. Is it Bear?
uh-huh.
Yeah, you got to look at Bear.
uh,
Will he bring the
Kalen
staff?
DeBoer, yeah.
Yeah. Will he bring some of his staff along with him to
Right.
Alabama?
Yeah, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? So it's gonna be interesting to follow that story and who he hires, who he brings from Washington, who he retains from Bama, who wants to stay. Excuse me. Who wouldn't want to stay at a place like Alabama? To be honest, if you got that
Yeah.
position,
I'm gonna
but
make
we'll see
another
how it
hot
goes,
take
man.
right now. I'm gonna.
What
What'd
you
you
got?
say?
What you got? What you got?
I'm gonna make another hot take right now. All right.
Ready?
As much as I love Hartline at Ohio State, he has been a big ace recruiter. I mean, like the GOAT in terms of recruiting wide receivers.
Yeah.
I think that deep down inside, he's gonna look at this as a demotion and be like, okay, like I was told that I was gonna be able to call plays, and now Day's talking about bringing in offense corner. I think this could be the last year that we see Hartline on the staff.
Ooh,
I think
bringing
that
the heat tonight.
someone's gonna come after him. They're gonna swoop in with that bag. They're gonna give him the keys
Yeah.
to the brand new car, and he's gonna want to get things rolling, man. I really think that.
I don't think you go to another Big Ten school though. Admittedly.
No, I think he head down south, man.
Ooh.
I
You
would.
think he might get snatched up by Bama?
Could, man. I mean,
Ooh, that would suck.
he has proven himself that he's a great developer. He's a great recruiter, and who knows if he could be a good offensive mind or not. I mean, we'll never know because who knows if Day didn't trust him all year. Like I was so excited, like, oh,
He
we're
didn't.
gonna give Heartline a chance at OC. Well, I didn't see anything.
No.
So
It was the same. Yeah. Same a little bit of turtling in the big moments. And that was on Ryan Day completely and wholeheartedly. So that's good, man. Let's finish strong with that hot take, man. I think that's
yeah,
good. I hope we don't
definitely.
lose Heartline, but I think you might be onto something. It's gonna happen eventually, right? It's
Yeah.
got to. He's too good.
Only time will tell, man. I mean, you can only keep people for so long, but at the same time, people have their own goals, ambitions, and
They
you
do.
you can only throw money so many times. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, where's my heart at? So
And the big thing with that is he a guy that wants to advance in his career, or is he okay with being a wide receiver coach for a long time? And I'm with you. I don't think he is. I think he wants to grow. He played in the NFL for like 10 years.
yeah,
He knows what it takes to get to the NFL, and I think he is the kind of person that won't settle for just being a wide receiver coach for another 5 years at Ohio State.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite
No
evident
way.
that not only he was a player of the game, he's a student of the game.
Oh, without question.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
He, but yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on tonight. This has been another consecutive. We did it back to back, bro.
I mean,
Back
just
to back.
so much news broke, man. So much news broke in M Go blog about all these
Yeah.
Michigan players leaving. You know, Saban retiring, getting a new coach already. All these Bama players heading for the floodgates. You know, all these Ohio State players coming back.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yep.
it was
There was
too much to
It's
talk
too
about,
much
man.
to discuss. Too much
Yeah.
to discuss for one live almost, man. Um, we're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna look at we decided Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, I believe. We're gonna try and do it every week for you guys here on Buckeyes Battle Cry. We bring the hot takes, man, and we're gonna try and do it for you every week.
Yeah, I mean, like, so anybody who's watching, spread the word. We'll be here pretty much every Thursday, 9 o'clock, with the next best thing that's going on Buckeye Nation or all over the college football world. So spread the word. Buckeye Battle Cry. We'll be here every Thursday night, 9 p.m.
You better lock it in. Put it in your phone calendar, people. Put it in your phone calendar. We're gonna be here. So
Definitely.
that's it for Buckeyes Battle Cry tonight. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching tonight with the hot takes brought by Rob again, my co-host here on Buckeyes Battle Cry. We'll see you another time. Thanks again,
All
guys.
right, man. Signing out. Later.
Later now.